The hardest part of creating Senior Spotlight is choosing which few seniors, out of nearly 1,700, we have time to focus on. So far, our stories have been about involvement, dedication, and perseverance. And the two young women you're about to meet certainly exemplify those, but also could never be described by a single category. In this episode of Senior Spotlight, we travel to Washington High School, where two longtime friends have found something that can sometimes be rare in the year before graduation: joy.
And let's meet the starting lineup for your Washington Warriors. Number 2, Lauren Green.
For the Washington High School volleyball team, it's been a year of changes.
This is the first year at Washington High School. Out of college in 2009, I got a assistant coach position in Iowa, and then from there the next year took over at OABCIG for 3 years, was a head coach there. Then my wife and I moved up to Sioux Falls. I worked with Kairos volleyball through Avera Sports the last 3 years, and then took over here at Washington. So far so good. It's a great group of kids. I love working with all of them. They work hard, and they're doing what we're asking them to do. There's a few things that we're working out throughout the season, some things that we've been working on the last few weeks. But I have high hopes and some high goals for this team, and I think we can hopefully get back to state and get back to that tradition of Washington volleyball.
Each year, as new seniors step into the leadership roles on the team, the tradition continues.
So what we did this year is I had our team vote on who they thought they would see as a leadership position, and they chose Lauren Green and Hailey. And basically we asked of them, there's different times within a match, within a practice, that they need to step in, and something needs to be said to the team, and it doesn't always have to come from the coach. So they've done a great job so far. There's been times in practice where they see that we're frustrated as coaches, and they'll stop the drill, and we're fine with that. We really want them to kind of step up and take that role and be that coach in practice, be that extra set of eyes, be that extra set of eyes on the court, because there's things that we see when we're off the court, and there's things that they see when they're on the court that are different. So they're there to step in and kind of take that leadership role, being those captains. I think A, it's really good for them. B, they know that their teammates are going to lean on them, so it puts a little pressure on them, but they've done a great job of accepting that pressure. And like I said, they've done things in drills where they've stopped and said, hey, we need to figure things out, we need to do this, we need to do that. So they've really kind of embraced that role really well, which I think has worked out well for us.
For these captains, nothing about this transition has been too hard to handle.
We were definitely a little bit worried, just because obviously you're going to have a new coach, so you don't know what new perspectives are going to come in, how things are going to work differently. But he's been doing an awesome job, and we love all the drills he's kind of brought in, the new perspectives he's brought in. He's definitely pulled up a lot of underclassmen, which I think is great, and we practice all together, freshmen through seniors. So I think that just really establishes a whole level understanding between all of the teams, and we all kind of have a support system in place for each other.
We do have a lot of younger girls. We do have, I think, 4 or 5 freshmen up on JV varsity, and they really have connected well with us. We've kind of just brought them in as they're our own teammates, and our own sister group is what we get called, is that we're really connected off the court. And then on varsity, we do have 5 seniors, so we do have a lot of leadership on the court as well.
It helps that both of them have been playing volleyball for a long time.
I kind of started volleyball since we really could in Sioux Falls, which was probably 2nd to 3rd grade. Started with that really big ball that's really light. Started off with that, and I've kind of loved it since. I just love being on a team, loving playing the sport of volleyball.
I think I started in about 4th grade at the YWCA. They kind of had a little league, so to say. But yeah, starting in the beginning, I was not very good, and my parents just kind of kept saying you gotta stick with it, and I was like, okay. So I remember my coach wouldn't let me underhand serve, and I was like, oh really? So she would let me move up until I finally get it, and I just pay so much respect to her now, because people like that brought me to where I am today. And I just love all the coaches and mentors who have brought me up through volleyball, so I've appreciated being able to start it young.
And that leadership comes naturally to both of them.
Being chosen as a captain, you pretty much have to just be the leader on the court, be the leader off the court, make sure the team knows how to connect with each other. They want me to kind of know how people react on and off the court and kind of know how to talk to them and how get them pumped up, or like tell them in a way how to fix something without them getting mad or anything like that. Off the court, we do a lot of different team sleepovers. We did canvas painting. We did that as a team little activity. We do come together as a team and really try bond on and off the court.
Coach pulled Lauren and I aside kind of at the beginning when he told us we were going to be captains, and he kind of said, you need to figure out which each personality is on the court and how they respond either to criticism, feedback, whether they need a pat on the back or they need some criticism from you, or like, hey, you can do this, you're better than this, I know you. So just kind of figuring out what each person on the court needs, and we definitely need to be the positive energy on the court, because sometimes, like Coach said, it's kind of a roller coaster, so we need to make sure it's a positive, always going up, and whether we're having an off night or the person next to us is having an off night, we got to maintain our role whether we're on or off the court.
It's as much a family as it is a team.
The part I love most about playing volleyball here is that I've kind of followed this group of girls around for 4 years, so I've gotten to see each of them kind of grow into their own personalities on the court and off the court, so I've been able to establish a relationship with them as a friend in the classroom or just kind of hanging out, but then we also get to be teammates on the court, so that's kind of a deeper level connection that we get to have with each other outside of school. I think we're definitely a team full of surprises. Kind of like the last 2 years, there's been teams who have underestimated us, and we've come back to beat them, like Harrisburg last year, so we're kind of big, so full of surprises. No one really knows what's going to happen, but I think once we kind of get it in our minds that we're going to win a match, then we're going to go follow through and win that match. But yeah, the beginning of the season kind of started really slowly. We were trying to get used to a new coach, new rotations, new underclassmen that were coming up and playing with us, like a few sophomores. But I think now we kind of reached a turning point last night. We got a rotation set in place. We got Emily Van Bakken hitting on the outside, I'm hitting right side. We got a new libero, Peyton Reimerson. So I think different peoples are kind of figuring out their different roles on the court, whether that's on or off the court, whether that's in a new position or the same position. So I think we're kind of starting to figure out what each person can play and kind of how well they're doing there.
The intensity and focus Hailey and Lauren display on the court perhaps can only be matched in the passion and precision they are a part of here.
Lauren and Hailey are both in our concert choir. That's our select ensemble for juniors and seniors. Both of them are also in all-state choir. So in addition to our regular rehearsals, they're also attending 2 either before or after school rehearsals a week leading into the all-state event. To learn the music for that, they have to have those pieces memorized. The first day of the rehearsals at all-state, they do a spot check where the students who are randomly selected will have to sing some sections of the music that we won't know until we get there for a judge. So there's a little bit of pressure with that to have the music learned very well and memorized.
I love meeting new people. I love being involved with different people. And it kind of, FCA is for anyone, so it's just being involved with anyone in the school. And then, yeah, choir, I just love singing and being with other people as well.
They're both strong leaders in the program. And Hailey's actually also in show choir. So she's balancing concert choir, all-state, show choir, and volleyball at the same time. So there are some times when she has to grab some food right in between volleyball and coming straight to show choir for our evening rehearsals. But she's done an excellent job of managing her time with those. And our volleyball coach has been really, really flexible with us so that we can make sure those kids have the opportunity to do more than one activity.
So right now I'm involved in show choir, so that's every Monday night and then usually on the weekends. And then I have volleyball after school every day, and then on game days I don't get home till about 9:30, 10. So usually I'm here about 7 a.m. in the morning every day for school, and I probably don't leave until like 9:30 to 10, depending if it's a game day or if I have show choir that night. So definitely a lot going on, so I'm here for a good 12, 13 hours.
Between the two of them, Lauren and Hailey are involved in a veritable yearbook full of activities.
I'm also involved in FCA, and I'm a leader on there too. And then I'm connected with choir, and then I do Warrior Reads, which is during the reading period. We read to special ed or the people who don't really know how to speak English as well.
Green Club, I'm the co-president of that. I'm the president of Spanish Club. I'm a leader in Chemistry Club. I'm involved in Salsa, Renaissance, Ambassador, Student Council, just trying to think off my head, Principal's Advisory Council, Book Club, Warrior Reads, just to name a few. But yeah, I'm sure there's more, but I always forget them because there's so many.
They're both taking advanced placement courses.
Yeah, I just started taking AP this year, AP Stats and AP Psych.
I'm in AP Spanish, AP Calculus, AP US History, and then I'm also in concert choir, advanced composition, and physics. So I'll be taking my 6th AP class this year. So hopefully I'll be going into college as a sophomore or somewhere in between there. But yeah, I definitely like taking my AP classes just because I'm following kind of that core group of students around school, and just I really appreciate the higher level thinking that they can bring to the classroom.
And this level of involvement is not unusual at Washington.
It's a pretty common thing. I think with our show choir in particular, we have kids that are involved in marching band, soccer, tennis, golf, volleyball, and I'm probably missing one. So our kids are involved in just about everything. They're some of the busiest kids in the school.
So right when I get home at about 10, I start my homework right away. So usually during the day, if my teachers give me some homework time, I try to do as much as I can and just kind of push through. But yeah, I get a good hour or two in right before I go to sleep, and sometimes I wake up at 5, do another hour before. But yeah, on the weekends I'm usually free. I usually do homework on Friday nights or Saturdays, depending if we have a game or not. And then usually like Saturday nights or Sunday, I'll do something with my friends or family.
Needless to say, Hailey and Lauren spend a lot of time together. But this certainly isn't the first year of that.
We definitely have already had an established relationship with each other. We went to Harvey Dunn together, middle school, so we've been pretty close friends for a while. But this year we kind of decided together, we were talking about early in the season, even before tryouts, like we gotta make this our year, like this is our senior year, gotta make it worth it. So we both just super wanted our team to do very well, and obviously we'd like to make it to state this year, but I think we both have the same kind of positive force on the team, and we definitely have a lot of communication going on. So I think we have the same kind of sets and values as a co-captain, so I definitely appreciate being able to co-captain with her because she'll know some certain people and how they react, and I'll know the other set of people and how they react. So we kind of pick each other up as co-captains, and we also can help pick the team up, whether she's in the rotation and I'm on the bench for that one, or vice versa. We both know how to pick up the team, and we definitely have our set roles.
We're kind of those two people that like don't get mad at each other. We just have a good time all the time. Hailey's awesome. She knows how to get fired up, and she also knows how to be serious at the same time. And that's kind of what they look for as a captain, is how to be a leadership role while being serious and having a good time on the court.
We're in some of the same classes together, like we'll follow each other to choir, Warrior Reads, so we're involved in some of the same groups. But I think being able to be together off of the court really brings us together on the court. And obviously we get to talk about things on the court like, hey, I saw this is happening, and she can give me a solution, or the other way around. So I think our close relationship really pulls us together on the court, thus making our team stronger.
Their involvement throughout the school never detracts from any one activity. In fact, it makes everything they do better.
She's a versatile player. She's a kid that we could really put anywhere. She's our 6th rotation player for our attackers. And she's done really well in that position. She's stepped up in some games and taken that leadership role that we need her to. So she's done a good job. She saw a little bit of playing time last year, but not a whole lot. So really this season is kind of the first time that she's had that big role on the team as far as varsity goes. She's a good kid. She's a good kid in here. She's easy to talk to. We've come in and I've talked with the captains a couple times throughout the season, and she's really good at listening to what you want to say and does what you ask of her. So I don't have her in class, but I haven't heard a bad thing about her from any of the teachers. So good kid. Hailey has some varsity experience. She played a role on the team last year. She played a little bit outside, played a little bit of right side. She's really come into this season and accepted her role. We have her playing 3 rotations, and last night she was the kill leader for both us and the kill leader of the match between us and Lincoln. So she's come in and she's been a big force for us. She's taking big swings and being aggressive, and we need that on the outside in that position.
I hear great things about them as students and as athletes. And one of the cool things with the volleyball, they usually come out and sing the national anthem with the choir kids for the matches that they're playing in. I think that's a neat thing for the community to see, that the kids that are in the sports are also involved in music. We found that the kids that get involved in activities are more successful all the way around. They become more driven. And I think even for myself, if I've got a lot of things going on, I have to be more organized, and that bleeds into the other things that I do.
Music has been a big part of their past and present, and for Lauren, it will continue into her future.
I'm looking into a private college somewhere and be a special ed teacher with secondary ed as a minor. Yeah, I want to sing. I'll for sure be singing, and then if I get anything for volleyball, I really like to continue playing. My mom's a teacher, and I just love being in the classroom, honestly, like just getting their connections. Like with my teachers, I have really strong connections with them, and I just love seeing other people like glow up, like when you learn something new.
Hailey's future plans aren't too far away.
I'm not sure what college I want to go to yet, but I'm looking at Bethel University in Augustana, so either in the cities or here in Sioux Falls, and I want to go into secondary education for math, so I'd like to be a math teacher.
As they both look toward becoming educators, it's safe to assume they've had some good experiences with their own teachers.
When I first got here, I wasn't as involved, but I definitely knew that I wanted to be involved just because my dad pushed that so heavily, and everyone just said like, hey, you should join this and this, and I've just always been a go-getter in life, so I just kind of kept joining clubs, and I just love kind of the busyness of life and just being able to go from place to place, but every group like takes you in as their own, and that's just kind of what I love about Washington, is there's so much diversity here, but there's also so many like welcoming people here, so you can always just join in a group, like bouncing from book club to show choir to volleyball. There's so many different personalities and perspectives, but I think that's the part that I love most about Washington. Teachers really understand how involved students are, and I think they actually appreciate it because as an AP student, I think they appreciate that you are also at that intelligence level, but I think they love to see an AP student that's also involved. I definitely have just a support system here at Washington, and I definitely call my teachers a family. Up in the front, Kelly and Pam call them family, and all the students too. So there's so many friends and families here that I've gained from Washington, and I just completely love how much we support each other, whether it's at a basketball game, a volleyball game, football game, or it's in academics as well.
With our show choir choreography retreat, there were also volleyball practices scheduled. So I got together with a volleyball coach, and we talked about when it was most essential for us to have the kids, and then came up with a plan for them to go back and forth between their practice and the rehearsal so that the kids had the best opportunity to be successful in both activities.
While it would seem that Hailey and Lauren will be making the transition from students to teachers over the next several years, one could say they've already done that.
Senior year is just really the year to push yourself, not only in the classroom but outside. Like I said, I tried out for show choir, all-state, just kind of going for new things that normally I wouldn't have done, and I just think senior year is the year to be confident and just kind of go all out, whether that's in sports, academics, chess club, different things like that. So I think you just have to kind of keep pushing your 4 years, definitely get involved, because that's what will help you be successful in the future in college.
There will be plenty of opportunities to see Hailey and Lauren excel in their activities throughout the 2016-17 school year. To find more information about upcoming volleyball games, choir concerts, and all-state choir, visit the Sioux Falls School District's website and click on Washington High School.